Hello, everybody, and welcome into the broadcast. I am Samuel Reese coming to you live across YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch, and this is the UEFA Champions League second leg in the round of 16 as Real Madrid takes on Atalanta. Let's get right to the starting lineups here. First for the home side, Real Madrid. In goal, it is Thibaut Courtois. The back line consisting of Rafael Varane, the captain Sergio Ramos, as well as Nacho, Lucas Vazquez, Luka Modric, Federico Valverde, Toni Kroos, and Ferland Mendy in the midfield, and it's Karim Benzema and Vinicius up top. Makelele of the Netherlands is this afternoon's official, or tonight in Europe, of course, this afternoon here in the States, as the two captains, Ramos and Toloi, meet at midfield for the coin toss. And now let's get to the Atalanta starting lineup. In goal, it is Marco Sportello, Djimitsi, Berat Djimitsi, that is, as well as Christian Romero and the aforementioned captain, Rafael Toloi. The back line for Atalanta, it's Robin Gosens, Mario Pasalic, Martin Darun, Joaquim Mala in the midfield. And then up top, it is Ruslan Malinovsky, Matteo Pessina, and Luis Muriel. Thanks, everybody, for tuning into the broadcast. Much appreciated as always, as we are ready to kick things off from the training ground of Real Madrid that they've been using as their stadium as the Bernabeu gets renovated. Estadio Alfredo Di Stefano, the location for this one, and we're ready to kick things off. It's Atalanta in blue going from right to left in this first half, and they're the ones kicking this game off. It's Real Madrid in all white going from left to right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Sit back and enjoy some Champions League football. This should be a good one. At least it promises to be a good one, and hopefully that's what we get as we are underway from Madrid, Spain. We kick things off, Real Madrid with a 1-0 lead on aggregate. It was a very cagey first leg affair, one that Real Madrid ultimately won on a late goal scored in the second half. But Atalanta certainly with plenty of hope coming into the second leg, really a wild card team who you never know what to expect. They have been involved in plenty of crazy games in both the Champions League and domestically in Serie A and even Coppa Italia. So we'll see how this one plays out. But thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Much appreciated as always, as this is the second leg of the round of 16. The winner on to the quarterfinals. That draw for the quarterfinals will take place on Friday morning here in the United States, Friday afternoon in Europe. Much anticipated draw indeed. 4 teams have already punched their ticket through to the quarterfinals. After tonight, it'll be 6, and after tomorrow, we'll know all 8 quarterfinalists. So an early foul called. Zinedine Zidane in charge of Real Madrid, of course. Second stint with the club after winning 3 Champions Leagues in succession in his first stint with Real. It's not the same Real Madrid team by any means, but the same aspirations nonetheless, as that pass from Gosens is taken away by Real. One back now by Atalanta. Here is Jim City. Jim City with the cross, the shot right at Courtois. An early opportunity for Atalanta. Gosens did get on the end of the cross, but no accuracy on the strike. It's a promising start, though, for the visitors, that's for sure. As Real will work it from the back. It's played out wide by Federico Valverde. Vinicius on the ball. Now it's Toni Kroos, the German. Modric. And a foul is called as Martin Darun commits the foul, following through on Federico Valverde. Yeah, just a bit of a late challenge from Darun, and a free kick awarded to Real Madrid. Real do have that away goal, so if Real score in this game, then Atalanta will be in a very difficult situation, but not an impossible one, because 2 goals for Atalanta would get them through. If Atalanta shut out Real and score a goal, then extra time would be required. A lot of possibilities, which I will expand upon as this game continues. And the most likely scenario begins to take shape as Real this time commit a foul. It's Toni Kroos as he took down Joaquin Mallet. Gianpiero Gasperini is the manager of Atalanta. It's an Atalanta team who have been quite inconsistent this season in Serie A. Currently standing in 5th place, looking to get back into the Champions League for next season. Here is Pasalic. Now it's back with Rafael Varane. Varane's pass given away to Jim City. And that'll be out for a Real Madrid throw-in. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Hope you guys are having a wonderful afternoon or night, depending on where you're tuning in from. A 4 o'clock Eastern time start for this one, 9 p.m. local time in Spain. The clocks haven't changed yet in Europe, and that's why it's an hour later kickoff here in the States, at least for the next couple of weeks. Europe changed the clocks 2 weeks after we do here in the United States. So some funky kickoff times for United States viewers of European soccer. Here is Jim City. Now Gosens, one of the star players for Atalanta. His pass given away. Now it's Luka Modric down the line. It's broken up by the perfectly timed slide tackle from Darun. Well, Champions League football never disappoints, does it? And hopefully it will not disappoint tonight in the capital of Spain, as Varane will find Kroos. Now it's Varane. And that's passed out of bounds by Lucas Vazquez. A throw-in for Atalanta. You can tell right away in this match, Atalanta are well aware that they need a goal. And they're going after it, and that could be a preemptor for what could very well be a thoroughly entertaining, free-flowing game, because Atalanta are certainly entertaining to watch. They're must-watch on most occasions. This is sent all the way from goalkeeper to goalkeeper, as Courtois had enough pace to find Sportello at the other end. Here's Modric. Vazquez, the one-touch pass. Benzema through to Vinicius. He went down. No foul called. The referee did not see anything in the challenge. Certainly appeared to be looking for it, but the referee not having it. And so we play on. In by Romero. Atalanta in possession. It's turned over, though, in the midfield A cheap giveaway. Benzema now finds Valverde. Valverde gets it back from Kroos. Real Madrid into the attacking third. Vinicius to Kroos. 8 minutes played. No score from Estadio Di Stefano. Modric. Now Vinicius back to Varane. Real Madrid very patient in the build-up. It's now moved out to the left wing. Mendy couldn't thread it through, but now it's back with Toni Kroos. Modric now back for Varane. And that's too far ahead for Vinicius. And after all of that possession, it results in a Atalanta goal kick. Sportello as the goal kick sent to midfield, headed by Varane. Atalanta maintain possession, though. Here is Beirat, Jim City. Now Darun back to Christian Romero, the center back. Toloy, the captain, goes back for Sportello. Another header won by Varane, controlled by the chest of Vinicius. He'll reverse back for Nacho. Here's Valverde. Kroos goes wide. And Atalanta force a turnover. Nice move. And here down the left wing comes Mario Pasalic, but eventually it was knocked out of play for an Atalanta throw, and it's quickly taken by the Italian side. As I mentioned, they know they need a goal, playing with some urgency to start. 10 minutes in, it's Real Madrid 0, Atalanta 0 in the second leg of the round of 16 in the UEFA Champions League. And that touch from Jim City goes out. Will be a Real Madrid throw-in. Yeah, Mario Pasalic actually nutmegged Valverde down this left wing a moment ago, but Valverde eventually recovered, conceding the throw-in. An acrobatic pass by Federico Valverde, out for another Real throw. Not much rhythm to start this game. The aggregate score 1-0 in favor of the hosts. Los Blancos in the lead after a late goal in the first leg in Bergamo. First leg was an away match for Real. Now at home, trying to preserve that lead on aggregate. 0-0 so far in the second leg. As Jim City goes back to Sportello. Gosens finds Sportello, and now it's brought ahead by Christian Romero. I will be updating you with any key plays in the other round of 16 match in the Champions League taking place tonight. And that's a promising ball knocked away at the last second by Ramos. Making the run was Pasalic. It will be the first corner kick of the night. Manchester City, Borussia Mönchengladbach, the other match taking place tonight. Man City winning the first leg 2-0. I'll provide you with updates in that one. This comes back out for Darun. The header won by Vinicius. Ferland Mendy, excuse me. And a foul is called. Free kick on the way for Atalanta. Toloi, the captain for Atalanta, was on the receiving end of that challenge from Mendy. He just came across with the left leg, and that's where the foul was committed. So very promising position here for Atalanta. It's only about 1 yard out from the goal line, essentially equivalent to a corner kick, but from nearly 10 yards in. And back to his feet is Rafael Toloi. He shakes off the injury. And now we'll see what type of service can be delivered on a very good opportunity for Atalanta in the early stages. Here's Muriel, who sends it in. And unable to connect with it was, I believe, Matteo Pessina. And Real managed to clear. We do have our first update in the other match between Manchester City and Borussia Mönchengladbach in Budapest. Man City won the first leg 2-0, and an extraordinary strike on the 12-minute mark has put Manchester City up 1-0 in the second leg. It's now a comfortable 3-0 lead on aggregate for the citizens. Gladbach, ever since they got the news that their manager Marco Rosa was making the move to Dortmund at the season's end, have been in a very poor run of form in the Bundesliga. And that's carrying over into the Champions League. Although, even on Gladbach's best day, you wouldn't favor them to defeat Man City in the first place. Here comes the corner for Atalanta. An outswinger. A shot sent over the bar on the second effort from Jim City. It's certainly a promising start to this match, though, for the Italians. Quarter of an hour in, no score in the second leg from Madrid. Here is Courtois, some pressure coming. He sends it across midfield. Here's a Real throw-in. It'll be taken by Lucas Vazquez. Modric to Varane. Varane goes back to Courtois. It's controlled by the head of Christian Romero. And here come Atalanta. Trying to get through is Malinowski. But it's stolen by Real. Valverde to Kroos. Now the Croatian Luka Modric. Modric gets it back from Kroos. Valverde finds Varane in space. Now it's Modric again. Real don't seem to be too keen on taking it into the attacking third, at least for the moment. It's back with Courtois. And it's won by Atalanta. Challenge from behind. A clean one from Lucas Vazquez. And here come Real. It's played into the feet of Benzema. Benzema, who's been so key this season for Real. It's now Kroos to the other side as he finds Nacho. Vinicius, defended by Male. Here's Modric, back out wide. It's Ferland Mendy now. Mendy under some pressure. It's kept alive by Kroos. And he plays it in the path of Vinicius. Vinicius gets by Male. And now the cross floated in, headed out of danger by Robin Gosens, who recovered nicely. But the siege not done. That's punched away by Sportello. Now out for Kroos. His one-time effort is blocked at the edge of the 18. Now Ramos going wide for Mendy. That's broken up. Out for a Madrid throw-in. Well, the first goal will be crucial. There's no doubt about that. Especially if that first goal is scored by Atalanta. That would make things extremely interesting. In a funny way, a goal from Real Madrid would not change the scenario too much for Atalanta. They need 2 goals no matter what to win. The only thing is, if they shut out Real, 1 goal would force extra time. They'd still need 2 to win, though. If Real were to score, 1 goal would not even force extra time. We would be going they would need 2 to go through. All right, we have another update in the Man City Gladbach game. It's Man City striking again. 18 minutes in, they've doubled the lead. This time, Ilkay Gundogan, who's been phenomenal this season. He makes it 2-0 Man City, a 4-0 lead now on aggregate. And my goodness, are Manchester City rolling or what at the moment? Making easy work of Gladbach tonight in Hungary. Benzema back from Mendy. Benzema, the left-footed strike. Blocked in the end. And now Kroos cannot retain possession. It's taken away by Pasalic. That's a poor pass, though, right to Rafael Varane. Here's Luka Modric for Real Madrid. 20 minutes played exactly. No score at the Estadio de Stefano, the practice facility for Real Madrid, as the Bernabeu continues to be under reconstruction, renovation. I'm excited to see what it looks like after those renovations being made right now. Atalanta back with it. Here is Martin Darun. Darun finds Jim City. Pasalic back to Darun. Gosens turns it over. Vasquez. Kroos to Benzema. Here come Real. Benzema looking wide. And that's read nicely in the end by Toloy. Here's Malinovsky. Into the feet of Matteo Pessina. Atalanta looking to tie the game on aggregate. A goal would do them just that. Here is Darun. Now Romero. Here's a strike from distance by Muriel. That takes a deflection all the way out for an Atalanta throw-in, taken by Gosens. And in the end, a goal kick awarded to Real Madrid. As it was shielded out of play by Lucas Vasquez. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate that, CJHM. Real are my favorite team in Spain, so I can side with you on that. Unfortunately, I outgrew my Real Madrid jersey. I'm not like a diehard Real Madrid supporter, but they are the team I support in Spain. So yeah, big game, no doubt about it. And I'm a bit nervous as well, because I don't know, nothing's secure with Real Madrid this season, and Atalanta, you never know what to expect from them either. Vasquez is so bad. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Vasquez, to be honest. Here is Varane for Real. He'll look to switch fields on the far side. It's controlled by Ferland Mendy. About midway through the first half, thanks everybody for tuning in across multiple platforms. No score in the second leg of this crucial round of 16 encounter between Real and Atalanta. Nacho to Vinicius. That was nearly lost on the far side by Valverde. Real Madrid, though, do keep possession. Benzema, and the one-touch pass turned over momentarily, but back it goes to Modric. Kroos to Vasquez, rather, and he got steamrolled. Back to his feet, though. Advantage played. Real with a lot of the possession here in the first half so far. As this will be moved back all the way to Courtois. Courtois out wide for Varane. Yeah, that's a good question. What do I think about the possible return of CR7? I honestly don't see it happening. I'd be surprised. I'll put it that way. I'd be surprised if he went back to Real Madrid. I mean, I just don't know if he seriously would want to go back to Real, if I'm being completely honest. And I don't really know. Clearly, by the looks of it, it seems like Real Madrid would certainly be interested on having him back, which it wouldn't be a it wouldn't be a story if Cristiano Ronaldo, if Real Madrid, weren't interested in Cristiano Ronaldo. Clearly, they'd be interested in the possibility, but I don't really understand why. Because, I mean, Ronaldo's still good. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, Ronaldo's still good. Don't get me wrong. He's a great player. I'm Portuguese. My dad's from Portugal, so I love Ronaldo. But I feel like I just feel like he's not really needed at Real Madrid anymore. I think they could, they would be better off spending their money on a guy like Erling Haaland. And but we'll see. We'll see how it all pans out. Carlitos, I know a bit of Spanish. I take Spanish in school, so I know a little bit. But I can't make out a lot. I'll be honest with you. So I apologize, Carlitos. I know Mira means to see, I believe, and Digo means talk. You think that CR7 is old? Yeah, I mean, I just don't think it would really benefit Real Madrid bringing him back that much. They have better options that they could go after, in my opinion. Here is Vinicius. Vinicius into Benzema, back to Vinicius. Here's the chance. The strike is blocked. What an opportunity that was for Real. Here's Modric from way out, and that goes over the bar. Quite an ambitious effort there from Luka Modric. It's better to pick Mbappe, exactly. Yeah, I think they're better off, going for a guy like Mbappe or Haaland. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Vinicius had the chance of the game so far, but the last touch just got away from him a bit. And ultimately, the strike was blocked. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Yep, unsurprisingly, the possession in favor of Real, 57 to 43%. Here come Atalanta, though. That cross from Malinovsky's cut out. It's out for an Atalanta throw-in. Oh, really? You can't see the match before the Champions League matches, or free one of two matches? I see. Do you live in the United States, or do you live elsewhere? Because I live in the U.S., so CBS Sports has the Champions League. This is their first full season with Champions League rights. So yeah, I'm watching this game on CBS Sports Network here in the States. But I appreciate you tuning in to hear commentary. You certainly won't miss a key moment on this broadcast. Still no score. Oh, you live in Spain. I see. Okay. Very good. Very good. Yeah, I've been to Portugal since my dad's from there, but I've never been to Spain. I'd like to go. Here's acceleration from Vinicius. Was there a little nudge from behind? Clearly not enough. Vinicius just ran out of room, and it will be a goal kick for Atalanta. Yeah, that stinks that you can't see the match when you're in Spain. Yeah, that stinks. That's too bad. Yeah, here in the United States, CBS Sports, they have the rights to Champions League, and they show. So what they're doing here in the round of 16, they really mix it up. But in the round of 16, they've done one match. So basically, each day of games, they show one match on cable TV, so on the CBS Sports Network, and then the other is exclusively on Paramount Plus, which is a streaming service which is something else you have to pay for, which I do pay for. It's only like $5 a month, so it's worth it. And whether games are on cable or not, all of them are on streaming, are on Paramount Plus. So luckily, I can get all the games here in the U.S., which is nice. But like in the quarterfinals, every single game will be on streaming. But then in the semifinals, they'll show both legs of each semifinal on cable as well. So they really mix it up. Yeah, I like the NBA. Yeah, I live in Massachusetts, not too far away from Boston, so I'm a big Boston Celtics fan. They're my favorite team in the NBA. Yep. So yeah, I am an NBA fan indeed. Really, in Spain, it's like 20 euros a month. Yeah, too expensive. That's too bad. About a half hour played. No score between Real Madrid and Atalanta. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Much appreciated, as always. 1-0 Real lead on aggregate on this afternoon here in the U.S. Night in Spain, of course. A 9 p.m. local time kickoff. 4 p.m. where I am. Modric into Vinicius. Now out wide with Mendy. No goals yet. Here is Ramos. He finds Modric. Real Madrid with, as I mentioned a couple minutes ago, a lot of the possession. As this is sent back to Courtois by Valverde. Here is Modric, back for Courtois. Yep, it's 9:30 p.m. Yep, in Spain. Yes, that sounds right. Yep. Yeah, usually where I live, we're 6 hours behind most of Spain and most of Europe. But right now we're only 5 hours behind because we had daylight savings. We changed the clocks this past weekend. And I know in Europe they don't do it until 2 weeks after we do. So Yeah, usually Champions League matches are at 3 p.m. My time, but this week they're at 4 p.m. since we changed the clocks this past weekend, and Europe hasn't done so yet, I should say. So it's a bit strange. All the kickoff times are an hour later than usual for these 2 weeks here in the United States. But once you guys change the clocks, it'll be back to the normal kickoff times that I'm used to. This is all the way back to Marco Sportello. Not really many opportunities in this match so far. This is Christian Romero for Atalanta. Oh, in 3 weeks. Okay, yeah. Oh, a bad turnover here. Modric squares it across. There's the goal. It's Karim Benzema who puts Real Madrid in the lead. And there's the breakthrough here in the second leg. Real Madrid 1, Atalanta 0. 34th minute goal as Real capitalized on a mistake from Atalanta. Modric sets up Benzema, and the Frenchman made no mistake. And the goal puts Real in the lead 1-0, a 2-0 lead now on aggregate for Los Blancos. Yeah, it's just a very poor giveaway. You cannot afford to give it away like Atalanta did right there. And from that kind of range, Benzema would make absolutely no mistake. A nice one-time finish. Modric setting him up. Yep, Karim Benzema. Who else? He's been fantastic this season. I think he doesn't get as much respect as he deserves. And that is huge, as Atalanta will now need 2 goals for a win. They still needed 2 goals coming into the night, but they only needed 1 starting the night to force extra time. Now there's no forcing extra time. It's 2 goals at the bare minimum without conceding another one, of course. So a big goal for Benzema coming in the 34th minute. There, as I mentioned, weren't really a lot of opportunities generated from either team, but Real Madrid certainly capitalized on that chance. No, you bet 300 euros on Madrid and Man City going through today. Yeah, well, it's certainly looking good for you right now. That's for sure. But you never know. Certainly Man City. There's no doubt that they're going through. But here in this one between Real and Atalanta, you never know. Still a lot of time left, but it's certainly a big goal right there from Real Madrid. It's Benzema's 5th goal in 6 Champions League games this season. Benzema finds Varane. Varane now to Sergio Ramos. Total attempts 5-4 in favor of Real. The shots on target, 1 apiece. Here's Valverde. Nice lead pass on the attack. It is Nacho. Nacho into Benzema. Benzema had his pass deflected into the path of Lucas Vazquez. Now Kroos floats one in off the head of, I believe that was Nacho. It was, and out for a goal kick. It looked like it was a collision of heads. Yeah, just a collision there between both Nacho and Gosens. You live in Barcelona, but you're from Madrid. Okay. Wow. That must be interesting. That must be interesting for sure. Yeah, my dad has been to Barcelona, but no, he hasn't been to Madrid. I'd like to go to both Madrid and Barcelona. I just want to go to Spain in general. I know a lot of people from Portugal like to travel to Sevilla since it's pretty close by. You don't have to travel too far across the border to get there. This is back to Varane. Flicked ahead by Modric, but no one there on the receiving end. Here is Jim City. A late challenge, and the referee will bring it back. A free kick awarded. And now a yellow card coming out. So the first booking of the night. And it goes to Federico Valverde. Yep. He followed through quite late. Not a difficult decision for the referee. 39 minutes played, and here comes the Atalanta free kick. Yeah, you can go with by car to Madrid. It's like 4 or 5 hours. Yep. Yeah, Barcelona's like 8, 9. Yeah, Barcelona's all the way out on the east side of Spain. Yep. Madrid pretty much is in the dead center of Spain, right in central Spain. Yep. Yeah, I'll go to Spain one day for sure. I'd love to go to a Real game at the Bernabeu, a Barcelona game at Camp Nou. That would be fantastic. Well, going back to that Real Madrid goal, just great awareness from Luka Modric. He knew that the run was being made by Benzema. And once Modric put it on a platter for Benzema, there was never a doubt that the Frenchman would find the back of the net. Advantage given here. Nacho running into space. Nacho into the box. And in the end, winning the battle was Romero. He does concede a corner. Nacho has been very attacking-minded these last couple of minutes. Oh, rather, it was off of Nacho last. Excuse me. I thought Romero touched it last, but it was off of Nacho. Atalanta down 2-0 on aggregate. Yeah. It is an expensive trip for sure to come to the U.S. Yeah, I've only been outside the U.S. once, and that was when I went to Portugal. I've only been to Portugal once, and that was back in 2015. Yeah, it is expensive to travel around the world, that's for sure. Yeah, the United States is pretty massive. We have 4 time zones. Like I live in eastern United States, in the northeastern part of the United States, and like we're 3 hours ahead of California, and we're in the same country, which is insane. It's like a 6-hour flight from here, from like Boston, where I live, to Spain, and then it's the same amount of hours from here to the other side of the U.S. to California. It's like a 6-hour flight, maybe 5.5 from here to California. So yeah, our country's massive, and yeah, each region of the U.S. is quite different. They all have their different, features, and the weather is vastly different. Like where I live, we get pummeled by snowstorms in the winter months. But then if you go down to Florida, it's 80 degrees year round. Here come Atalanta on the attack. Here's a strike from distance. It's from a fair way out. Well wide of the target in the end from Malinowski. You can sense that some frustration is kicking in for Atalanta. Just couldn't get any bend on the shot. It was actually curling away from goal. And Atalanta really haven't threatened Thibaut Courtois tonight as we approach the conclusion of the first half. Yeah, so travel within Europe is pretty cheap. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. No, I want to go to a bunch of different countries in Europe whenever I'll be able to do so. Oh, once you went to the Dominican Republic, very good. Yeah. Yep. Well, that's not too far away from the U.S. Yep. The Dominican Republic is just south of the United States, just south of Florida. Yep. I've heard it's the good sections of the Dominican Republic is very nice, very tropical. Yeah, my parents have been to the Dominican Republic, but I have not. 90 seconds away from stoppage time now. 1-0 Real Madrid leading Atalanta. 2-0 the score on aggregate. Yeah, Real Madrid really haven't gone into that next gear, but it hasn't been necessary for them to do so. They what they've done so far has been enough. Atalanta really haven't been too threatening at all. A clean challenge there. Vasquez has it stripped away at the edge of the 18-yard box. And now here comes Atalanta the other way. Matteo Pessina with the lead pass, but it's cut out by Ramos. Ramos knew where to be at the right time. And that kills any possible Atalanta opportunity as we are 30 seconds away now from first half stoppage time. Hope you guys are enjoying the broadcast. It's the round of 16 in the UEFA Champions League. Kroos back for Courtois. This is won by Gosens. Atalanta really need to do something differently as that pass makes its way through to Muriel. However, he was offsides and no stoppage time will be added. Oh no, Muriel was actually onside, but the referee called halftime before the pass. That's an interesting decision by the official. But it's halftime nonetheless in Madrid, Spain. The score Real Madrid 1, Atalanta 2. It's a 2-0 lead for Real on aggregate. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. But I think Ronaldo, he just wanted out, so it happened. It is what it is, but we got to move on now. But yeah, it was sad to see Ronaldo leave Real, but I can't blame him for wanting another challenge, although he has struggled quite a bit at Juve. There's no doubt about it. Well, that's halftime, folks. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'll be back in a moment with the halftime report, so don't go anywhere. Real with a 1-0 lead over Atalanta. I'm back in a moment for the halftime report. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back into the broadcast, everybody, and welcome into the halftime report. After 45 minutes of play, it's Real Madrid with a 1-0 lead over Atalanta, 2-0 the score on aggregate. Real Madrid in a relatively comfortable position after that first half goal from Karim Benzema as they capitalized off the Atalanta mistake that proved to be costly for the Italian side. It's Manchester City, meanwhile, in complete control over Mönchengladbach, up 2-0, 4-0. They lead on aggregate. Let's go over the first half highlights in both of the matches taking place. First, the one I'm covering here, Real Madrid and Atalanta, just a couple minutes in, and what a chance it was. Really, the only chance in that first half for Atalanta, as Robin Gosens made the run to the edge of the 6-yard box, but in the end just couldn't generate any power whatsoever on the strike. It was a routine save for Thibaut Courtois. And then in the 34th minute, that goal would come for Real, just too nonchalant at the back. A poor giveaway by the Atalanta keeper, Sportello. All over it was Modric as he played a square ball to Benzema to set him up. And Benzema made absolutely no mistake. It was Darun with the pass back to Sportello, but Darun didn't make himself an option out wide. Instead, just stayed up the middle. Obviously, you can't, take the blame off of Sportello. It was a poor pass by the Atalanta goalkeeper, but still, Darun could have at least helped his keeper out after playing him a back pass with the pressure coming. But the fact of the matter is, Atalanta hurt themselves in that situation. Real Madrid up 1-0. Now to the Manchester City Borussia Mönchengladbach highlights. What a strike it was from the Belgian Kevin De Bruyne to put Man City in the lead. Just a super strike. And then only a few minutes later in the 18th minute, it was Ilkay Gundogan, who's been spectacular this season for Manchester City. He would score. Man City making it look easy in Budapest. 2-0, they lead Gladbach. It's now 4-0 on aggregate. So Man City have one step through the door. We'll just need to close out in those final 45 minutes, which should be no issue whatsoever. Real Madrid also in definitely a positive position. However, Atalanta will still be clinging on to some hope. The Italians trail by 2 on aggregate. Can Real close it out in the second half? We'll find out. I'll get you set for the second half after this quick break. The halftime report continues in a moment. Stay tuned. Welcome back into the broadcast, everybody. Bonjour, Alpha. I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for stopping by on Periscope. That's greatly appreciated. Thanks, everyone who's tuned in tonight or this afternoon here in the United States. It's halftime between Real Madrid and Atalanta, but the unmissable moment has to be in the other game. What a wonder strike it was from Kevin De Bruyne on his weak left foot, by the way. Bar down, Pep Guardiola loving it. That was, arguably goal of the Champions League so far. I'd have to see some others. Of course, we have the Giroud bicycle kick, but that was top class right there from Kevin De Bruyne. There's no doubt about it. Man City cruising against Gladbach, but after the break, I'll get you to the second half of Real Madrid and Atalanta. Can Real close out and punch a ticket into the quarterfinals? We'll find out next. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back in, everybody. We are inching closer to the kickoff of the second half between Real Madrid and Atalanta. It was the 34th minute goal from Karim Benzema that put Real in the lead. It's a 2-goal advantage on aggregate as we get ready to kick off the final 45 minutes. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by tonight. And let's see if Real Madrid can take care of business. I was a bit surprised that Atalanta didn't come out wanting it more. I mean, don't get me wrong. They did have a great opportunity as Gosens nearly scored in the first 2 minutes of the match. And in the first quarter of an hour or so, Atalanta, you could tell they were trying to get that goal, playing with some urgency. But then, they weren't really too creative. And to go along with that, we saw I thought we saw them really too relaxed, and it ultimately resulted in that mistake from Sportello. And what do you know, Real Madrid score as a result of that costly mistake. But there is still time to bounce back. Atalanta will need 2 goals now to go through. We'll see if they can pull off the comeback in the final 45. Real Madrid, from what I saw in the first 45 minutes, really haven't needed to break a sweat yet. You would think that Atalanta will change that here in the final 45 and make things a bit more uncomfortable for the Spanish side. But we shall see. That's the love of sports. You never know what's going to happen, the unpredictability of it. But I'm certainly expecting a second half where it's more exciting for sure. There wasn't really much to talk about in that first half. It looks like a substitution will be made, and an understandable one as well. Pasalic is coming off, and it's Duvan Zapata coming in. Zapata, of course, a key part of this Atalanta team, and he comes on. Can he be the difference for Atalanta? Can he make a meaningful impact in these final 45 minutes? We shall see. That's the lone substitution made at the half, and we're ready to kick things off in the final 45 minutes of play at Estadio de Stefano. There's the whistle, and we're underway in the second half. Real Madrid kick things off. They're now going from right to left. Atalanta heading from left to right, as it's back with Thibaut Courtois. That is headed out of play. Real Madrid will have a throw-in. Looking to take the throw-in on the far side is Vasquez. And that was taken away by Atalanta. Sent into the air by Kroos. First touch forward from Mendy. And in his way was Mallet. No foul called, but the referee does rule it to be off of Mendy. I'm not sure about that. That either has to be a foul or a Real throw. Probably a foul, but that wasn't called. And Atalanta were given possession, though. Nice recovery by Nacho. He wins it cleanly. And now it's Nacho looking to start an attack. Mendy's pass goes off his leg and out for an Atalanta throw-in. It'll be taken on the near side by Joaquin Mallet. Pessina gets it back from Muriel. Now Pessina out wide. Here is Gosens. Luis Muriel again. Can Atalanta get going here in the first couple of minutes of the second half? That's not going to cut it, as the cross is sent into the side netting by Darun. When it comes to the history of these two clubs, Atalanta are an absolute minnow compared to the Spanish giants, Real Madrid. But Atalanta don't care one bit. They have their mindset looking to pull off an upset. But they do trail by 2 on aggregate. Toloi in a bit of pain as Vinicius followed through. And a foul was called. Free kick for Atalanta. It's nothing vicious from Vinicius. But the studs were shown. The studs were up. And that definitely stings for Toloi, who appears to be all right, the captain for this Atalanta team. But once again, a wasted spell of possession for Atalanta. You can't even call it a spell of possession. It was sent right out of play for a Real goal kick. Courtois plays it short to Ramos. Now back to Courtois. Zapata closing in on him. Now it's into the feet of Vasquez. Here's Luka Modric. Switching it is Vasquez. Nice controlled touch by Benzema. Benzema lays it back for Kroos. Now it's Nacho for Benzema. Here on the left wing, it is Vinicius Jr. Atalanta come away with possession, and they do win a throw-in. We're just underway in the second half. Hope you guys are enjoying the broadcast. Thanks for tuning in. Look at some statistics. The passes completed 278 to 204 in favor of Real. The passing accuracy, 87% for Real, 80% for Atalanta meanwhile. Here, Atalanta again. This is played into Zapata. And the flick too far ahead. And Gosens could not get there. If Atalanta do suffer defeat tonight, they would officially be the last Italian team. Well, they are the last Italian team left, and they'd, of course, with that elimination, not go through the quarterfinals, which would mean for the first time in 5 years, there would be no Italian team in the quarterfinal stage of the Champions League. That would be quite something, wouldn't it? Juventus, of course, were the other Italian side in the knockout stages. They lost to Porto. I was on the call for the second leg. What a game that was. One of the best games I've done in a long time. I was on the call for that a week ago today. Nowhere to go on that far side for Valverde. Now for an Atalanta throw. Kroos to Benzema. Now it's Modric. Benzema finds Varane. He's looking to turn sharply, and now it's brought the other way by Atalanta. Here is Muriel. Floats one in. Headed away by Ramos. Maybe another chance. That pass played behind Gosens. And now here come Real on the counter. Leading the attack, it's Vinicius. Vinicius Jr. all the way in. Vinicius puts it wide. An unbelievable chance. He can't believe that he has not scored. Wow. He was flying, Vinicius, shredding the Atalanta defense, and somehow couldn't finish. That was unbelievable. Here is Pacina. That's off the arm of Malinovsky. It will be a Real free kick. It was magic from Vinicius in the build-up. He did everything right except the finish. Could not put it away. It's Benzema. Now Pessina's got back. He wins it for Atalanta. And they'll now counter. But it's last touched by Muriel. It's been quite a underwhelming evening for Atalanta. They really haven't done much. Oh no, it was not last touched by Muriel. It will be a throw-in for the Italians. 10 minutes played in the second half. 1-0 Real. 2-0 the score on aggregate. Here's Mendy. Mendy finds Vinicius. Back to Mendy. Mendy the strike, but it's right into the arms of Marco Sportello. Mendy scored from a similar distance in the first leg. Just couldn't get any elevation on the shot, though. In the end, it was quite routine for Sportello. Zapata looking to lead the attack. He clashed into Nacho and will be called for the foul. And Nacho is down for Real. And he just got clipped from behind. Clipped his heel. So a free kick for Real. 55 minutes played. Round of 16 in the UEFA Champions League. Winner to the quarterfinals. And it looks like Robin Gosens is dealing with a groin injury. And he may be signaling that he needs to come off. Yeah, it doesn't look to be a great situation for Gosens. He was asking for medical attention, and he'll now receive it. Yeah, let's take a look back at that Vinicius opportunity. What a chance this was. Yeah, he had his eyes set on goal the entire time, and he just kept going all the way in until he was about a yard out from the keeper, Sportello. It's just a great bit of skill from Vinicius, and then he was trying to finish with the outside of his right foot. Could not slot it into the bottom right corner of the goal. Atalanta know they were quite fortunate that didn't result in a Real goal, because it was quite the opportunity. And Gosens will have to exit. He'll be replaced by Ilicic. Second Atalanta change tonight. Ilicic can be a game changer. There are not bad options at all off the bench for Gianpiero Gasperini. He's already brought Zapata and Ilicic on, players who could have very well started tonight. Varane finds Courtois. And that's turned over. The foul committed as Real Madrid elect for the quick restart. But ready for it was Christian Romero. Romero now plays it ahead down the left side. Atalanta trailing by 2 on aggregate. They need 2 to win. Malinovsky. That's an errant pass from Ilicic. And pouncing on it, I should say, is Vinicius. Vinicius goes down. Where did the foul occur? Just outside the box. The card will come out. It was just outside the area. Vinicius once again showcasing his pace down that left flank. He was absolutely flying. Ooh, that might be on the line. This could very well be a penalty kick. Or no, actually, nope. The left foot is what caught him, looking on the second replay. So it was just outside. It looked like the referee had a good spot. Yeah, there it is. It's the left foot. But it is being checked. Oh, the referee has pointed to the spot. Excuse me. I thought he awarded a free kick initially, but he has pointed to the spot. VR was checking to see if it was outside, but apparently there's not enough evidence to overturn the decision. So a penalty it is. Wow, how about that? So up steps Sergio Ramos, the penalty kick specialist for Real. The check is over, and here is Ramos. Goal! He slams it home for Real, and it's a 2-0 lead for the home side. There was never a doubt. Confidence from Ramos was never lacking, and now Real starting to smile as they take a 2-0 lead, and they now have a 3-goal lead on aggregate. Yeah, there's confirmation that it was indeed inside the box. I thought, looking at first, I thought it was, in real time, I thought it was outside. On first replay, I thought it was inside. Then again, when they showed it, I thought maybe it was just outside. But looking at it again, it's that right leg that comes through. Yes, the left foot makes contact, but the right leg comes through inside the 18-yard box. So a penalty kick seemed like the right decision. And Real Madrid are cruising now. They lead by 3 on aggregate. A plethora of changes now being made by Atalanta, who are in a very desperate situation now. And Toloy, who just got that yellow card, will exit with a half hour remaining. Actually, it looks like that will be the only change now, but I'm sure there'll be more to come. Remember, 5 substitutions available in this season's Champions League. Sergio Ramos, consistently a solid penalty kick taker. Perfectly placed kick. Bottom left corner. Mendy will take this throw in. Real in an even more comfortable position now. And Atalanta need to pull something out of a hat. Disappointment on the face of Atalanta, who haven't really showed up tonight. It certainly is going to require something miraculous. If Atalanta rather want to get back into this game. By the way, it was Palomino who came on for Atalanta. Pessina exited. Nope, rather it wasn't Pessina who exited. It was Muriel, rather. Excuse me on that. Here's Mela to Pessina. Pessina with a chance, but he sent it over. That's the type of night it's been for Atalanta. It has been one full of frustration. Yeah, I think he was going for a goal, even though, by the way, it went wide. I said it went over. It's been a long day, folks. Sorry. But Zapata ended up being in the area of where that ball traveled, but I don't think it was intended to be a pass. And now we'll see Zinedine Zidane make his first substitution. It'll be Eder Militao replacing Sergio Ramos. So Ramos, 3 minutes before he came off, scoring what could be the clinching goal. To put Real into the quarterfinals. We shall see. Or at least the insurance goal. Here come Real again. Relentless. It's Valverde to the back post. Benzema lets it go. Mendy back to Vinicius. Vinicius Jr. steps up. Benzema comes in. Finds Kroos. Kroos could not connect with Nacho. And here come Atalanta. This game's starting to open up a bit more, which is a bit surprising. You'd think Real would be content with sitting back and preserving this 3-goal lead, but it appears as though they want more. This is crossed into the box, headed away by Nacho. Now it's into Zapata, who apparently was onside. Doesn't matter. Real take it away. Here is Kroos. That's knocked away. It will be a Real Madrid throw-in. 65 minutes played. 2-0 Real lead Atalanta. Going back to that penalty kick converted by Ramos. It looked like Sportello might have got... He did get a hand to it, but not nearly enough. Just too much power on the strike. Muriel with the cross. Varane with the header away. Out for an Atalanta throw-in. 25 minutes remain. Real Madrid with a 3-goal lead on aggregate. Here's Romero. Zapata looking for Ilicic. Broken up at the last moment by Varane. But it is a corner kick conceded by Real. Is there a glimmer of hope here for Atalanta? And the corner is comfortably dealt with by Thibaut Courtois. Here is Darun. Ilicic to Malinowski. Now it's Pessina. Pessina goes wide. Muriel. Yeah, we haven't had the intensity in this game as much as I certainly expected coming in. As this is through to Zapata, the strike saved by Courtois. The flag never went up. Zapata appeared to have been offsides, but apparently he was not. Let's see the replay. Oh, yeah, he got into position. It did appear as though he was in line with the last defender. What a chance that was for Zapata. He was set up by Malinowski on the turn. Bit of an awkward save from Courtois. Got a right leg to it as he preserves the shutout, at least for now, 3/4 through this match. Here's Kroos. Ahead for Benzema. Benzema already has a goal tonight. He goes wide. Vasquez, the cross, the header by Benzema off the post. What a chance. The original header saved by Sportello, and somehow Courtois was able to generate enough power for a second effort where he struck the post. Benzema did really well, actually, to react and generate enough power on the second header. Real inches away from a third goal. First header saved by Sportello, and then the second one off the post. Wow. So close was Benzema from another one. But it's certainly an afforded miss, considering the lead Real have. More changes by Zidane. Rodrigo comes on for Vinicius. Second substitution from Zidane. That's turned over in the midfield. Ilicic ahead to Zapata. Can Atalanta score their first goal of the two-leg series? Not yet, as that's cut out by Kroos and sent to the other side with Valverde. Valverde ahead, Lucas Vazquez making the run. He gets away from the defender. Vazquez to Kroos. A big collision and a foul against Kroos, who got none of the ball whatsoever. Completely missed the ball. And he jumped right into Duran. Yeah, Kroos saw Darun coming, and it looked like he was just trying to back out of the challenge and didn't want to go for the ball, but still ended up crashing right into him. Look at some more stats. The total attempts 10-7 Real. Shots on target 4-2 in favor of the home side, and they have a 2-goal lead after 70 minutes of play. There's a foul against Valverde. Oh, you were having dinner? No problem. No problem. Thanks for coming back. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed your dinner. Who scored? Sergio Ramos. Ramos scored a penalty kick for Real. So they now have a 2-0 lead, 3-0 on aggregate. So unless a miracle happens, it looks like Real are going through. Yep, Ramos, the penalty kick taker for Real, not making any mistake from the spot. This is a nice lead pass. It's played in the near post with Benzema, and coming out was Sportello, and it will be a goal kick. Yep, you can always rely on Ramos from the spot, can't you? And Benzema actually hit the post a couple minutes ago. His header went off the post. That he was inches away from another goal. But yeah, I appreciate you coming back. That's a late dinner, huh? I know they eat. You guys in Europe eat pretty late dinners. I remember when I was in Portugal, everyone ate at like 9 o'clock. So something crazy like 9 or 10. Here, where in the U.S. where I am, it's 5:28. I usually eat dinner at like 5 or 6. So right after this game ends, I'll be eating dinner myself. But I know you guys eat much later in Europe. Here is Varane back to Courtois. Bouncing ball towards Rodrigo. A foul is called. I know, isn't it strange? Like it's crazy how like another competition and they're completely different. Yeah, they've been inconsistent all season long in La Liga, as you say, and then in the Champions League, they're the typical Real Madrid we're used to in this competition. It's like there's no issues whatsoever in La Liga. Yeah, it is a bit crazy, isn't it? Ilicic gets clipped by Nacho, and that will be a foul as well as a booking. Oh, okay, really? Yeah. Yep. So most places in Europe, they eat late dinners, but in France they eat at 7. Okay. Yeah, like 7 here in the US is considered a late dinner for most Americans, I'd say. Like I usually eat at like 5 or 6 as that goes into the hands of Courtois. Yeah, I know Periscope closes in April. Yeah, that's too bad. That's too bad. Yeah, that stinks. But it is what it is. I'll see yeah, because I use Periscope to broadcast to my Twitter account as well. So I assume there'll now be a feature on Twitter where I can just broadcast live from Twitter. I'll see. I'm not sure, but we'll see. I also do broadcasts on YouTube and Periscope, so or YouTube and Twitch, excuse me, as well as Periscope. So yeah, you can find me on YouTube at Samuel Reese, and then my Twitch account is Samuel Reese 165. Yeah, I already do. I already do a Twitch account. Like I'm broadcasting right now to YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. So yeah, I did start up a Twitch account recently. So yeah, so I have that, which is nice. 5 to 6 is so early. Yeah, for you guys it is. For us, that's just normal. 5 or 6 dinner. Here's an in-swinger, headed out. Now a strike from distance, straight to Courtois. Yeah, like on a weekday, I'd say, breakfast. I eat breakfast at like 6:30. And then before school, and then lunch varies. At school there's like 4 different lunches, so I either have lunch at 11:15 a.m., 11:39, 12:06, or 12:33. Yeah. I'll type my Twitch account right here actually in the chat, as that is saved by Courtois. A nice stop there. Atalanta have had some half opportunities, I should say. Now down the left wing, here comes Rodrigo. Rodrigo in the box. Rodrigo still going. In the end, whiffed on the shot, and it will be a goal kick. All right, here we go. All right, there we go. It should have gone through on the chat. So that's my Twitch account. Yeah, no problem. No problem. A good save by Courtois on that last opportunity for Atalanta. It hasn't been like Courtois never been tested tonight. He has had to come up with a few saves. Toni Kroos, by the way, was given a yellow card in the midst of all of that. Here's Pessina. And a foul by Modric. Time running out for Atalanta. 77 minutes played. And it's a 3-goal lead on aggregate for Real Madrid. Okay, yep. So you're the same person over on Twitch. I appreciate that. Thanks for stopping by. Yep, Periscope. Periscope is good, but unfortunately, in about 2 weeks, yep, they will be closing. So I thank you for going over to my Twitch account. Here comes a corner for Atalanta. In by Muriel, and the header goes off of Vasquez. It will be a throw-in for Atalanta. Malinowski to the end line, headed over to Muriel. And now it's won back by Real. Here's Valverde again down the right wing. Atalanta committed a lot of numbers forward. Valverde will now reverse back for Modric. Oh, yeah, there's a pretty big lag on Periscope as well. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, for play-by-play commentaries that I do, I prefer the least amount of lag as possible since it's happening in real time, and some of my viewers are tuning into the whatever game I'm commentating while I'm doing the play-by-play. So yeah, that's another good point. Here is Darun. Asensio is waiting to come on for Real, by the way. Yeah, they did sell Papu. Yeah, that was a big loss for Atalanta for sure. It just hasn't been their night. Both legs, they haven't really showed up. Nothing's been clicking. I mean, they're a solid team. They have been pretty inconsistent in Serie A, though. It's not that it's been a down year for them, because after all, they're Atalanta. The bar can only be so high for a club that really came out of nowhere a couple years ago. It came from out of nowhere, but it hasn't been a great season. They've been too inconsistent. They have had some great results, but at other times not so much. So we're into the final 10 minutes now. Atalanta looking to do something miraculous, which seems to be well against the odds at this stage as they trail by 3. Yeah. Here is Muriel. Now it's into Malinowski. He finds Ilicic. Zapata looking to cut it back, but that's taken away by Toni Kroos. Bit of pressure here. Atalanta doing it back. It's Ilicic. And fouled right at the edge of the area was Palomino. Do I stream video games? No, I don't. I'm not, I never really got into video games, to be that honest. I played some sports video games like FIFA, NBA 2K, Madden, NHL a few times, but I never really got into video games, to be honest, no. I know Twitch is primarily used for streaming video games, but I have as Valverde will come off for Asensio. I have a couple of friends that are also into sports broadcasting like I am. They like commentating games, talking about sports, and they also stream on Twitch. And, it's not only used for video games, but obviously it's largely used for streaming video games. But, why not utilize the platform for doing something a bit unique and different? Here's the shot. Oh, what a strike! Luis Muriel in the 83rd minute has finally got Atalanta on the board. This was absolutely brilliant. Luis Muriel over the wall into the top right corner. Courtois got a hand to it, but it was not enough. Wow. A superb strike from the set piece, but is it too late for Atalanta? Now 2-1 the score. Atalanta still trailing by 2 on aggregate, though. And now another change will be made by Gianpiero Gasperini. Wow, what a strike that was from Muriel. And where has that been all game long for Atalanta? Yeah, yeah. It looks like Murinchuk will come in. And that free kick from Luis Muriel was the last contribution of his night. So about 6 minutes remaining in this game, and here come Real on the attack again. It's played into Asensio, and there's a goal for the substitute who just entered. Real reclaim a 2-goal lead. It did not take long whatsoever, did it? Marco Asensio, who just came onto the pitch, finds the back of the net. 3-1 now the score, and that surely will put this game to bed. Wow. Yeah, Lucas Vasquez setting up Asensio. It's a nice controlled touch, and then placing it to the near post. It appeared as though he caught Sportello a bit off guard, Asensio, going to that near post. And how about that for a response? Sergio Ramos absolutely loving it on the sideline. And Asensio wasting no time, making an impact off the bench immediately. And it's now 3-1 in favor of Real, an 84th minute goal for Marco Asensio. Yeah, Asensio certainly a promising Spanish player. Unfortunately, he had that injury last year that kept him out for a long time. But he is making his return. It's good to see. Do I play a sport? Yeah, I don't like. I used to play for. I used to play club soccer. And it's hard to explain. Here in the U.S., there's club soccer is basically like the highest level. It's not equivalent to, it's not academies, but it's not like academies for different teams in Europe. But club soccer is like it's the highest level as a kid that you can play for. It's kind of complicated to explain, but I did play club soccer for a little bit. We call it soccer, so football is what you guys call it, but we call it soccer here in the U.S. So yeah, I did play soccer. That was my favorite sport. I also played some other sports. I played basketball was the sport I was second best at, but I ended up being too small to be real good at basketball. I also played a bit of baseball when I was really young, and I never played ice hockey. I never became a good skater, but I did play street hockey, which was a lot of fun. Yeah, yeah, and then I'm trying to think. I never really played American football just because I'm too small. I probably could have played flag football, but I'd break every bone in my body if I played tackle American football. I love watching it, and I'm a big fan of the Patriots for American football, but I never really played. And then I also play tennis. But yeah, right now I don't play as many sports as I used to. I'm taking sports broadcasting more seriously, doing what I'm doing now. For my high school, I commentate their games for a variety of different sports. But I still play a lot of sports for fun. I'm a huge fan of sports, obviously. That's why I love, covering sports, talking about it, commentating games. I enjoy it a lot. But yeah, I still play for fun. I play soccer for fun still. Still play tennis quite a bit. I don't play basketball as much as I used to. Um, but yeah, so still a little bit I play. Not nearly as much as I used to, though, especially soccer or football. I'll we call it soccer here. So I gotta start calling it football for audiences outside of the United States. Oh, really? You play rugby in Barca? Wow, that's very good. You're so bad compared to France's rugby teams. Yeah, you play against them and they always win. Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. That's cool how you get to play rugby teams from France, though. That's pretty good. That's pretty cool. You know, if I played rugby, I'd obviously it's a very physical sport, and I am pretty small in stature and don't weigh much, so that I would have a tough time playing rugby. I'd probably get injured rather quickly. But hey, respect to you for playing rugby. Rugby is not really big here in the U.S. American football is our equivalent to rugby. So American football is huge here. Like it's the most popular sport. But rugby is getting a bit more popular, but here in the U.S., but not that much to be honest with you. I've watched rugby a little bit now and then. But not that much to like know all the rules and stuff. Seems like an interesting sport, you know. If I actually, committed to it and actually try understanding all the rules and watching, a lot of matches, then I'd probably get into it. I just never have, but in Spain they don't have a lot of good teams. Yeah, I really haven't heard of Spain having, I haven't heard of, that good. I really haven't heard about rugby in Spain that much. I have heard, England, Scotland, uh, Australia, obviously, France, Italy. Even I've heard of them having those countries having good rugby teams, but not really Spain that much. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for rugby players because, yeah, as you say, there's no protection. There's absolutely no protection. Yeah, in American football, they at least they wear padding in a helmet. Um, yeah, I would agree. American football, it's still a very physically demanding sport, but when you compare it to rugby, I mean, rugby, those guys do it without anything. So yeah, for sure. Here is Modric. 5 minutes added on to the second half, by the way. Into the final 4 minutes as Real Madrid will go through to the quarterfinals. This will be a throw in for Real. Just trying to see this game out at this point. This had the prospect of being a very entertaining match and a promising one, but turned out to be far from it in the end. Here's a chance. Save made on the rebound. Asensio looking for options. Now finds Vasquez. Yeah. Rugby's definitely more dangerous. You have like 5 or 6 injuries. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. When I watch rugby, whenever I see them, I see these like huge hits and they have no padding whatsoever. Like that has to hurt a lot. Yeah, when you play American football 0. Yeah, that's true. You're at the edge of the box. It was cleared away by Militao. Here's Benzema at midfield. We're halfway through stoppage time as we wind down in Madrid. Here is Kroos. He finds Modric. Modric to Kroos. 2 minutes remain In the end, a very convincing performance from Real Madrid, especially in the second half, to close things out. And they might just tack on another one. They certainly are looking for a fourth. That pass out wide is last touched by Atalanta. Yeah, no problem. I enjoyed commentating the match as always. Thanks for stopping by. Much appreciated. Glad you enjoyed it. In the end, a convincing victory here for Real. And look at this pace from Nacho. Nacho to the back post. But no one there for Real. And now here come Atalanta the other way. Miranchuk. Atalanta with numbers going forward. 1 minute to play. Oh, that means a lot. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I've been doing this for about 2 years now. And I'm a junior in high school, which I'm almost 17 years old now. So I'm trying to get as much experience as possible at a young age. More practice, the better. And I enjoy commentating a bunch of different sports. "30 seconds to go. Kroos gets it back. Now it's Benzema. The final whistle coming any moment from the Dutch referee. Here is Modric. And that is it. The final whistle comes, and Real Madrid get the win. 3-1. They defeat Atalanta. It's 4-1 on aggregate. And in the end, Real comfortably go through, and they are on to the quarterfinals. We saw Benzema score in the first half to open the scoring. 3 total goals in the second half. 2 from Real, 1 from Atalanta. It was a wonder strike on a free kick from Luis Muriel. Really the only spark we saw all night from Atalanta. The 2 second-half goals by Real, scored on a penalty kick by Sergio Ramos, and then late on by the substitute Marco Asensio. Atalanta ousted from the competition. Real Madrid survive and move on to the next round. We now know 6 out of the 8 quarterfinalists in the UEFA Champions League. All right, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Thanks for stopping by, man. Have a wonderful rest of your night. And I'll see you next time. Yeah, thanks to everybody who's been a part of this broadcast. Yeah, I'm just reading your other comment. You prefer the comments in English because you learn it. Yeah. No, you know English pretty well. Yeah, I'm definitely impressed. I know a very limited amount of Spanish. I take Spanish in school, but I'm not anywhere close to being fluent. I can pick up a little bit of Spanish, but compared to you as a Spanish speaker knowing that much English, me as an English speaker know nothing close to as much Spanish as you know English. So yeah, hats off to you. No, you speak really good English. That's for sure. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Hope all of you guys who stopped by tonight enjoyed the broadcast, as that will do it for my stream. I am Samuel Reese signing off, saying good night. The final time, the final score, Real Madrid 3, Atalanta 1. Los Blancos go through 4-1 on aggregate. They are into the quarterfinals. So long, everybody.